As for what I've done so far, I basically just have a drainage layer. It's very important to have a drainage layer in your tanks. Ideally, anywhere from a ½ inch to even up to 2 inches if you're really bold, of any sort of larger material like your gravel, rocks, anything like that. Clay lake balls are very, very good because of their porosity, as well as grow stone, which is a recycled glass material. Even perlite could work. Any kind of larger material. You don't want something fine that would compact. That's a no-go. That'll create anaerobic conditions. No oxygen. It'll smell terrible. It'll be terrible. It's just not a fun time. So once you've got your gravel layer down, you want to put some window screen in there. Ideally, not just metal, because metal will rust, and that can be not a good time. So some sort of vinyl or plastic, or I don't know, whatever the hell they make these out of, but ideally not metal. And just enough to cover there. I have left a thin layer around the edge so that it's not visible to the edge, because this is like a gross blue gravel out of an old fish tank. I didn't want to see it. So now it's time for soil. I've got a mix here: long fibered sphagnum moss, peat. There's another type of moss that came from the pet store. Not sure of the exact name. Your peat, your cocoa fiber, some black earth, and some compost that actually originated from the snail tank. They produce some very good stuff. So yeah, bunch of stuff in there. It should be pretty good for the plants, and not too compacting, because we don't want to strangle the plants. Hopefully the frogs will like it. Okay, now I got my substrate in there. Ideally, you want to slope it up towards the back. It creates more of a depth perception. Now it's time for hardscape. The main piece I planned on using in this is a piece of driftwood that was out of an old fish tank. Got some dry pieces right here. That was what I wanted the focal point to be. I do also have some stones that I want to work into it somehow. Maybe even more, some more branches, because I do need to have some hides for them. So I'll play around with this, and you will see how it turns out. So now I have my hardscape all set up. Small little water area here for when they hopefully breed and have tadpoles, and just as a nice water source. Got a little hide back there, and I am going to add another one over here. I just need to go to the pet store in the next couple days. But yeah, there's that. I need to get a lid for it so I can hold humidity in here better. And now to plant it. My favorite part. To start, I have a few here that I will be adding. This is, I believe, a new Regalia bromeliad. A variety of mosses, a little bit of a wilted silver sword phyllo that I forgot about outside for a while, and this little, what the hell, like Cryptanthus bromeliad as well, just a little guy. And then I am going to grab some more stuff. This is just the start. I collected a few more things, fun things throughout my room, so I got a couple of these. I believe they're some sort of peat swamp grass, like they seem to dwarf, which is pretty cool. Some peperomia cuttings here that have some babies, and same with these leaves. They should have some babies now. As well as I believe it's a thread moss. A whole bunch of cups like this that'll probably be selling once I grow them up a little bit more. But I figure I'll throw some of that in here, and I'll see what else I can find to throw in there. So after dealing with these peperomias, these guys all seem to have, like, this is the pick over bin of whatever I had left, and it seems that there's not much. These all have heavy rooting, and some are starting to get babies, but not too many. So I'm going to plant them. That's a bromeliad in there and stuff. I'm going to plant them probably in this back left corner over in that area, and try and fill up that area over the next few months. I'm back. So the plan for these peperomias back here is to take over that back corner. I've got the brom up here. The grass is kind of spread around a little bit. I got a few aquatic plants in here. I got the Cryptanthus here, and then I'm going to plant, I don't even actually know what I've got in these bins, Ficus pumila in this. So I'll use some Ficus pumila, and it looks like this is Ficus pumila. There's some Drosera in there. I'm not going to use Drosera on this tank due to having dart frogs. I don't want to mess with their skin. There is Peperomia prostrata though. I will use that. Maybe some mosses too. Hard to keep track of what's in what. But yeah. Now I'm going to take some clippings, add it to here. So I have added a little bit of the Ficus pumila. I personally prefer the basic Ficus pumila over the variegated, and there's both in here. So I will keep sorting through there to see what I can find, because there's probably more in here. I'm really blind. These are interesting. I don't know what these are. They sprouted in this bin. There's a few of them in here. Looks like some sort of small, possibly growing into a tree. I don't know. I think I'll give one of them a happy little home. See if it'll do well in the back middle there. Not quite sure what it is, but it'll get a nice little home. The Peperomia prostrata is so cool. They look like little gems. It's such a cool looking plant. Perfect for a little vivarium. Upon further inspection, I actually found this, I believe it is a passion flower vine, Passiflora. The species that I've mostly grown is Ceruleae, Passiflora ceruleae, which has similar leaves, but they are a little bit different. I have taken many cuttings off of other Passiflora though, so this could be one. No idea. It's going in the tank. I think it'll make a pretty decent addition. Now, to sit down and enjoy this tank. Hopefully the frogs will be coming in a couple weeks. I'm going to quarantine them first, and then they will be added to this tank, hopefully, once it's grown in a little bit more. The one thing I would like to add is some leaf litter before they get here. That for sure, and the top lids so that I can hold humidity better. I might end up hooking them up to the Mist King as well for my pygmy chameleons that still aren't here as well, but we'll see what happens. I ended up having the new Regelia bromeliad up here, Saxifrage stonolifera, the strawberry begonia. There's one right here and another one back there. I've got the silver sword philodendron kind of hidden back behind this bromeliad. Ficus pumila, of course. The turtle vine, otherwise Peperomia prostrata. I've got a Java fern windalove there. This, some sort of boggy grass that I grew out of peat. I have a few of those. I really like them. I think they're cool. I also have this little, what the hell is the thing called? I'm blanking. The bromeliads, the terrestrial bromeliads, the earth stars. Cryptanthus. There we are. Can't remember all the plants. We got a little baby cryptanthus there, as well as this, I believe, is a passion flower. Still, I don't quite know on the species. The leaves have got some sort of, almost like a point to their edges. That is not the same as Passiflora ceruleae. So I don't know exactly what this is, but it's got roots, so I figure it'll do okay in here. The mystery little plant mixed up in a Ficus pumila back there. More Peperomia. There's some other types of moss, and there was a little bit of another aquatic plant I added in there. Not actually sure what that is. So yeah, we'll see how it does. Hopefully it grows in fairly well. And yeah, I think it's a pretty decent, like, half-an-hour build.